Rest. Opening question, please. Tom Hamilton, thank you.
Warren, did a few of those performances tonight give you food for thought ahead of Saturday?
Yeah, absolutely, and that was a big thing, that the result was pretty important for that group of guys. I know that in the last couple of days, and they'd spoken about the disappointment, the players that have been involved in the Blues and the Highlanders games games that we've been in front in 70-odd minutes on the clock. So, they wanted the result was the first priority, and then the performance after that was. So I think we got a bit of both really. So I was pretty happy with that, and some guys put their hands up tonight.
Warren, does Elliot Daly's early withdrawal suggest he'll be involved on Saturday?
Possibly.
Ellie. Swinky.
Rory, how proud are you to add Lions winning captain to your growing list of accolades?
Look, I think it's something. Obviously, 4 years ago, this isn't necessarily a fixture that you particularly want to be involved in. Look, nothing's been decided obviously for Saturday, but it still isn't a game you want to play in. And I think 4 years ago, you obviously lost that game, and just the way I played and the way the team played was disappointing, and that was something that we've talked about over the last couple of days. Is regardless of what happens off the back of this, is don't regret this fixture, don't regret the way you perform, and it was something that we really tried to channel and produce a performance from, and look, I think for me personally to have captained those boys, I think when you get to the 80th or 81st minute and your tight head prop that's been on the pitch, every single one of those minutes makes a turnover to ultimately end the game. It shows the commitment the boys had, and I think it is a wider squad, and I think it was important for us to feel like we'd contributed in terms of a victory and momentum, and I think we've done that, and I think we're in a good place going forward into Saturday.
Alex.
Warren, how important was it that the back three really gave you some momentum today, and perhaps for the first time on this tour really showed?
Yeah, and I'd spoken to them a few days ago. Someone like Jack Nolly, I think it just hadn't happened for him in the first couple of games, and he's a player who is prolific in terms of getting his hands on the ball. And we saw he scored that first try from the back of the ruck, and I was pleased to see him play well, and I thought Elliot looked sharp as well, and then Liam. As a combination, as a group, they looked at pretty dangerous and pretty potent. But the message to the forwards was, I thought, when we were pretty direct against them, attacks on the inside shoulders, we got some good go forward, and that allowed us to earn the right to play. And there were times probably in the first half we were just a little bit lateral in terms of shifting the ball, and I thought much better in the second half. As we wore them down and started to play with some confidence too. I thought it was pleasing. We scored some great tries, and boys played some good rugby.
Ross.
Well, on that note, scoring great tries, Warren, we've seen the defensive line speed again snuff out the opponent's attack, and the scrummage assert itself. How pleased were you to see the execution of some of those skills for those tries? That's something we've been working on, and it takes a bit of time. You put in a new team together, and you put in combinations and guys getting used to each other's voices and things. And we knew we'd been creating chances, and we just hadn't been finishing off. And I think that one that Jared Payne scored, I think it was an outstanding try and finishing, and some nice touches. And Tommy Seymour makes a break, and unfortunately gets an arm where that would have been a nice one to finish off as well. So look, it's pleasing that we create them. Now we're starting to finish them, and from a defensive point of view, I think we're getting stronger and stronger in that area against the best attacking teams in world rugby, who score, multiple tries week in and week out, and we're starting to strangle them a little bit in the way that we're defending too. So, on Saturday we're up against the best team in the world in their own backyard, a place they haven't been beaten at since 1994, and it's going to be a completely new level for us to be tested at.
Warren, was it good to see a test referee give away a penalty for blocking tonight?
It happened on Sydney as well.
Is it good to see the messages getting through?
Look,
The referees have identified that. I've just tried to keep. It's been frustrating with us a little bit. There've been subtle blocking, and they're very good at it. We haven't come out and bitched and moaned about everything. I mean, the referees came back to me and said that Naholo's try against the Highlanders shouldn't have been awarded a try because it was blocking. But we haven't complained about that as stuff. Sometimes those decisions happen. You've got to put up with some poor decisions or things that go against you and just get on and play with it about the next game. But the referees have identified some of that, and yeah, they picked up a couple of those, or one of them tonight, and so hopefully that gets stamped out of the game.
Mick?
Warren, in your Lions experience, how significant down here, Lauren? So how significant is the victory just before a first test to the test squad? Is it really important, or is it just in isolation to the team itself?
Yeah, I think it's really important in terms of the momentum that was created on Saturday. You know, a really strong performance against the Māori, and then tonight, you know, the whole group. That was, you know, we didn't want this group not winning tonight, and they went out and gave a commanding performance. And I think in the change rooms afterwards, everyone recognised just what it meant, not just to the players who took the field tonight, but also the rest of the squad. They were incredibly vocal, and you could see how pleased they were for the players that took the field tonight with that result. And I can only take it as we had quite a big sing-song about Rory best, which was quite positive as well. So you know, it was a good feeling in the change room, and I was pleased for the players.
Chris?
Warren, I think you said you've got a final squad selection meeting tomorrow. Will that be you and a small group of coaches, you and a wider group of coaches and management? And how many of the 50-50 calls will be your decision, and how many will be a kind of a group call?
It'll be the selection meeting will be with all the coaches, and the way that always works is that I can tell you in the past, and experience in the past, is that it's always a consensus of that group. It's never one person's call or one person's decision on making a selection over. It's coaches discussing the options and the positions, and then collectively agreeing on the selections. And that's exactly what will happen tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be some lively debate and discussions, and then once a decision's made collectively, then we'll agree on that, 100%. So there won't be me saying no, he's been selected or whatever. It'll be us all contributing and having a voice and opinion.
Lauren?
Warren, given the massive step up for the game on Saturday, when it comes to your back three selection, will it be down more to reputation, to big game players, than it will to some of the players that crossed the line tonight?
Can you give me an example of what?
George North, for example, against the Maori game, looked like he was desperate to get into the game. We know that he can change a game given the opportunity. Maybe hasn't proved himself so far on this tour. Will at the minute you're thinking he'll get the nod ahead of?
You're asking whether he'd be selected on reputation or whether?
Yeah.
Well, we have to wait until tomorrow, won't you, or Thursday? And then you can decide what the selection process was.
Owen?
Warren, I just wondered if you could explain it. When Courtney came off the HIA, you brought Alan Wynne on. My understanding was that the players that were brought into the group were there so you could protect the Test 23. Potentially you had Alan Wynne on for 25 minutes or something. I just want to explain the thinking if you can, please.
How long was Alan Wynne on for? Six.
He was only on for 6 minutes.
6 minutes, yeah.
It could have been 25 minutes.
Yeah, but we may have then, if he failed the HIA, then we may have replaced him then as well. So, it was about,
Alex?
Yeah, we wanted that group of players to go 80 minutes, as many as possible tonight, and they did that, and not many of them have done 80 minutes for a long, long time. And the guys that were on the bench, all along we said they've come in for cover to help the squad in terms of the how tough the number of games they're going to be. And we wanted every one of those players who had a chance to play 80 minutes, we wanted them to do that.
Warren, the position that you find yourself in now, the squad, the results you've had, the momentum you will be taking to Auckland at the weekend? Had somebody offered you this position before the series, would you have taken it? Before the tour, sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm still not happy that we lost a couple of games on the way. We've always said how difficult this tour was. We've always said, we've known how tough the schedule is and the quality of opposition. And it's not like previous tours where midweek games have tended to be against much lesser opposition. Sometimes these games midweek have been tougher than the ones that we've played on Saturdays, and it's been tough on that group of players. So this is unlike anything that's been taken on before. And we said if we did drop a couple of games, it wouldn't be at the end of the world, because it was about improving and getting better from week to week. And I think we have demonstrated that as a group. I think we have got better the longer that we've been in New Zealand, the longer time that we've had together, the more trainings, the more combinations, and experiencing the opposition and New Zealand rugby. And we said we would do that, and I think we've achieved that so far.
Take one more, please, Nick.
Warren, given the quality of the squad you've got and the performances you've had so far, will that selection meeting be one of the toughest you've had in a Lions role?
Well, there's quite a significant difference of opinion about performances. So, are you saying that the performances have been good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think they've been as well, but not everyone agrees with that opinion, does it? So, we're pleased. We're pretty happy with where we are at the moment and the place that we're in as a group of players. And yes, that the selection meeting with the coaches tomorrow will be tough. And you want it. That's the way you want it. And guys put up their hand tonight, and I have no doubt there'll be some healthy debate about the test side.
And just the situation, obviously, with the tour captain, obviously fighting in really close call with other guys. That's going to be positive, isn't it? That everyone's being pushed.
Absolutely, it's the way you wanted it. We spoke about the quality of the squad before we left the UK and Ireland, and some players haven't disappointed us for sure.
Thank you very much.